Okay, alright. Yeah.
From America recently,
You flew from America?
I think it's
recently? Oh yeah.
About a week ago. I think it's crazy that you've just gone in a few hours ago. I wouldn't even attempt.
I know. I was like, do I have to go? I'm like, yes. Alright. So anyways, I'm Yong Bosch. If you don't know who I am, I got my start as Adam, the Black Ranger, and eventually the Green Ranger, and then Black again, and whatever. Various, I mean, those colors, but depending on how many toys they wanted to sell, I was in there. And then after that, I got into voiceover. Vash and Trigun, Ichigo and Bleach, which some of you might know. Isaiah in Da 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 Da. Lelouch and Codias. Some other things as well.
Eureka 7.
Eureka 7, yes. Toradora, yes. Akira, yes. Devil May Cry 4, yes. I'm Nero, Devil May Cry 4. What's that? Persona 4, that's correct, yes. I am Adachi and Yu Narukami, which was really weird. And I'm in Naruto like 1,000 times, but I die every single time, so. Except for Genma, he just vanishes. But, so let's just open this up. If you guys have some questions, I will attempt to answer them. And if not, then I will just tell some random stories.
And I will run around like a crazy person with a microphone.
Alright, awesome. Well, you're right in front of me, so you don't...
Come on then.
My question is
I have a question for you. Is that a 3D camera?
Yeah, 3D camera.
Right.
Anyway, my question's about Akira.
Okay.
As we all know, you played Kaneda in the latest, well, relatively speaking, dub of Akira. What would you say would be your most favorite moment in the movie? Like, generally speaking.
My favorite moment in Akira? There's a lot of cool moments. I don't know, visually, maybe just when he's on the bike, on that red bike, you know, it's kind of memorable, I guess. That or shouting Tetsuo 100 times. Yes. One of the other things I really liked about doing that is it was because we were dubbing it after Streamline had already done one in the 80s. It was kind of cool to, because I was familiar with that dub, it was kind of cool to go in and do a new approach on that and follow the original Japanese a bit closer. And we had some, you know, guidance from the original director as well, so it was kind of neat to do that.
Who's next?
Who's been your favourite character to voice actor, like most fun to play, do, whatever?
Character? What was my favorite?
Like favourite to actually voice.
Favorite to voice? It's a very tough question because I've been fortunate enough to play in a lot of different cool shows and a lot of really cool characters, and so it's hard for me to choose one, you know.
Top 5 then.
Top 5? Yeah, just pick them, Johnny. Gosh, that's still hard. It's like choose your favorite child. Choose 5 of them. Isaiah would be one, Lelouch would be one, Vash would be one, Ichigo, Nero and Devil May Cry 4 would be one, Kiba from Wolf's Rain. I don't know if you guys ever even heard of that one. Yeah, that one's a really good one if you haven't seen it. The music is really awesome too. Is that 5? That was 5, wasn't it?
6, I think.
Oh, sorry, I'll take that last one back.
Right, we'll go to Isaiah.
It's cheesable. Anyway, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to get time by you. I was thinking, okay, you voiced that character. I should get. Oh wait, you voiced that character. Why do you voice so many great characters? So I was wondering during the sign-in session, do you have one of those pictures that have like all the characters that you voice on?
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple things. I brought a few things with me, but I don't know what they have, if they have things there or
I'll
not.
start preparing to pick my favorite child.
Oh, all right, okay. Yes, I'll lay out what I have, and if your favorite child, what I don't know what I'm talking about.
Does it seem work?
Did you get that sandwich here? I haven't eaten yet. 13 hours. Did you get in the vending machine? Did you carry it around?
Did you get to keep any cool like stuff from being a Power Ranger back in the day?
They didn't let me.
What stuff did you steal then?
I mean, some things might have ended up in my closet.
You got the belt.
I got some things. I'll tell you a story. It's a short story. It's not very long. But I don't know if they have any of those out here. But there's I don't even know if we have them anymore. But they're called Planet Hollywoods, and it's like a Hard Rock or something like that. And it's a restaurant, but it's movie themed. And there's one in Orlando, and as you walk in the entrance, it's got my Black Ranger outfit from the movie. And I don't know if you haven't seen the movie, like we're superheroes and we lose our powers and we have to find our inner animal spirit. Mine was a frog, and so my medallion was a frog, right? And so as you walk in and you see my Black Ranger outfit there, it's missing the medallion. I don't know what happened to it.
You got one here?
Have there been any characters where you've applied for them but somebody else has picked them and you'd be like, God damn, I should have got that?
Yes. or I felt like I could have definitely done the role, but it just didn't work out. I'm not going to mention them because that would be weird. Not only for that person that's doing that, but for the company as well. Be like, oh really? You're never going to work with us again?
Anyone else on this side? Oh.
You gotta go. Gotta go run over there. Hey, you guys, just go back and forth with the questions.
Do you regret having to give up Power Rangers?
Oh, sorry?
Do you regret having to stop being a Power Ranger?
How do you know I'm not? Still a Power Ranger. No, I don't regret it. It wasn't really by choice, though. I'll tell you what happened. Like I was on the show Power Rangers, about 200, almost 200 episodes. Did 2 films, and it was like there's Mighty Morphin, then there was Zeo, then there was Turbo, at least for me. And then I came back for an episode in space, and then Overdrive. Man, I lost my train of thought. I saw an animal over there, or a furry or whatever, and I was like, wow, what is that? And then I lost my train of thought. No, for me, I don't regret any of it, but for me, it was a great moment. I had a lot of good times there. But the way it happened, it was not by choice. In fact, it was on Turbo, and we were getting makeup on or whatever, and we're sitting in there, and the makeup lady came up and showed me this newspaper article that said, looking for new Power Rangers. And I was like, what? So I was like, did you guys know that they're looking for new Rangers? And that's kind of how we found out. So it was kind of a douchebag move on Saban's part, not to be like, hey, so this is going to be your last season. It was just like they were already looking, you know? So it kind of sucked, but that's the way they run their business, you know? So at the moment, I was like, dude, that sucks. But I don't regret it, you know? It wasn't by choice, but I had a good time. And it's like high school, you know? You have good moments, but you're ready to leave. Did you already pick someone?
Obviously both Ichigo from Bleach, but it would the...
Which is not your favorite, apparently. I wasn't asleep.
I know, like, I love Bleach. I'll follow Ichigo. Yeah, I love your inner hollow. I don't like you.
That's okay, I'm a douchebag in real life.
Anyway, if you hadn't got Ichigo, ago, was there been another character you would have tried to got from Bleach?
Well, I auditioned for a few different characters. I auditioned for Uryu. I auditioned for Urihara and Kon as well. I think there's another one, but I auditioned for those as well. And any one of those would have been fine.
What fun memories do you have of flying over to Texas and doing recording stuff with Funimation?
What fun stories?
Yeah, Funimation.
Well, Funimation, I always have a good time going to work with Funimation. Mainly because they're all like kind of my age. Like everyone that works there, there's nobody that, like, I just feel like it's like a bunch of friends, you know, working on stuff. It's actually a lot of fun. But the last thing I did there was Free, which is kind of silly in itself. So kind of a silly show for me, but a great character. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any stories that I could think of. Like nothing happened. Do you want to hear? So I'll just tell you a story about in the booth. All right. So I was Wolfsrain. All right. So I'm working. This is like the second or third voiceover job I've ever had. So I try to be professional and show up on time. But one day I'm running kind of late, and so I skip breakfast so I can make it there on time. And so I get there, and I start working. You know, I'm starting to go through the script and doing the lines and working for about 30 minutes in, and I start to feel my stomach is like, you should have ate because now it's gonna growl, you know? And you know, like, I mean, you guys know just being in school, right? If it's quiet and your stomach's like, you're like, oh, hey, you know, or you're gonna tap the desk or shuffle some papers. You can't do that in the booth because the microphone, it's a $3,000 microphone and it picks up everything, you know? And so I didn't eat, but I had this cup of water with me. And so every time I felt my stomach was about to growl, I would just take some water in, you know? And like in my head, I visualize this growly stomach monster. I'm gonna growl, and I pour water on his head, and he's like, whoa. And so I'm doing this for a while, you know, and it's starting to work. You know, I'm an hour in now. I'm like, all right, this is working. I can maybe get by until, you know, we get a break and I can eat something real quick. And so out of nowhere, this quiet moment, my stomach growls. But it doesn't make a regular, like, and I can be like, oh, my stomach, that's embarrassing. No, instead it went, so it sounded like I thought I could squeeze out a silent fart, but my butt cheeks were like, nope. It was like, just like that. And I could feel them looking at me through the window, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna work in this town again. They think I farted in the booth. And I look at them, and it's Mary Elizabeth who's directing, and they're just looking at me like this, like, and I was like, I did, that wasn't a fart. That was my stomach made that noise. And they're like, and I was like, no, come in. You can smell it. It smells fine in here. Just come on in. It's not a fart. And they're like, no. So they didn't believe me. Anyways, just random story. There.
Hi.
Hi there.
A bit tongue-tied because you were one of my heroes from childhood.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have any favorite memories from when you were Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin?
Favorite memories on Power Rangers? Man, there's a lot, really. Memories are just stories. A bit of both. I'll tell you a story. Do you guys know, then you would know Jason Frank, right? Tommy, the White Ranger. Our fearless, and red and black and green and whatever else. He's every color except for pink.
Only on a Sunday.
Only on a Sunday. Yes, as that's his fun day. Alright, anyway, so we're in Australia. It's the first movie. We're in Australia, and Jason Frank and I were in our civvies, which is our civilian wardrobe for the movie. And they're setting up lights, and we're just killing time. And so there's this palm tree, you know, and it's got like, it's almost like steps. And so we're just backflipping off of this tree. And so he would run take 3 steps, and I would spot him just in case he doesn't make it over. He takes 3 steps, I put my hand out, and he backflips over, and I would run, and I would just bounce off the ground, like a frog, basically. In character. But yeah, so I was doing backflips, he was spotting me just in case, and I'm there for him. You know, we're doing this for almost an hour, and this one moment he's running towards me, and he's like, I'm just gonna keep going. And I don't know what that means. I was like, what? You must be having a great time, just gonna keep going at this or something. I don't know what he's talking about, right? So I'm there, and I count 1, 2, 3, and I put my hand out to spot him. 4, 5, 5.5. So he meant that at that moment I'm like, oh, you meant you're gonna keep going up the tree. And so I look up, but now I see he's coming down towards me head first. And I did what anyone would do.
Jumped up with
And stepped out of the way. And hit his head and got a big old cut under his eye, and we got yelled at, big trouble, cussed at. And he blames me for that, you know. But that was his fault, clearly. If he would have stuck to the 3 steps, whatever, you know, changing on the fly, what are you? Think you can do this in real life? And so he blamed me for that. And I'm going to tell you the second part of this story, okay? So he wanted revenge, okay? And so we're still shooting the movie. We're driving across this desert. We're in a van. This lady's driving us. We're going 50 miles an hour. Jason Frank and I are in the middle seat, and the girls are in the back. My window is open. I'm 18 and dumb. And don't do this. But for whatever reason, I thought out loud. I said, it would be really cool if I climbed out this window while it was moving, got on the roof, and then back in on the other side. And Jason Frank was like, you won't do that. I was like, I will do it right now. He's like, nah, you're not gonna do it. I was like, dude, I'll climb out this window right now. He said, no, you're chicken. I was dumb, all right, and 18. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I climbed out the window, 50 miles an hour. And I got up onto the roof, and I was hanging on. And inside a car at 50 miles an hour, you can go like this and grab the wind. Oh, it feels like cotton. Or you can go, whee! But on top, it's just, it's like free fall. And so I'm like, this is kind of dangerous. And I'm like, I better get in on the other side to finish this dare that I put myself in. And so as I start to go, the van starts to swerve back and forth violently. My legs are being kicked out from side to side, and I'm really hanging on for dear life. And I'm thinking, what is she doing? She's trying to kill me. And so I'm like pulling myself forward so I can like scream at her through the windshield. And I see her face, and it's just panic. It's like, because Jason Frank has reached past her and is pulling at the wheel, trying to throw me from the vehicle. I'm like, he's really trying to kill me. And so there, I quickly moved to the side to try to get in on the window, and there he is just rolling it up. All the while, she's going 50 miles an hour, never slows down. But she starts hitting him. He rolls it down and lets me in finally. But don't do that, yes. I could have died. But that's how he got me back from the old tree flip thing. So if he comes here, actually he is coming here, and I'll be there as well. Somewhere else in London, July, next month.
Okay, so last year I was at Sunnycon and met Bryce Pattenbrook, and at his panel he said his dream was to voice a magical girl. Do you have anything you dream to voice? Like any kind of character?
He wanted to voice a magical girl? Bryce. What I want to voice? I don't know. A magical donut. It is. That's my answer.
Another question here for the folks who can't be here today.
Hello, friend who can't be there, but will be watching this video, I'm assuming. What's your friend's name?
Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey. Why aren't aren't you here? I flew 13 hours just to come here and see you, and you're not even here. All right. What's your question?
She wants to know how much of playing Adam was actually acting and how much was voice acting.
Wait, how much of what?
How much of it was voice acting and how much of it was actual acting?
For which character?
Adam.
Oh, are you talking about Power Rangers? Well, I mean, it was kind of me. I like the character Adam in Power Rangers. If you didn't watch it, he was like the quiet, shy character. That was me. They basically were like, well, this guy's quiet and shy, let's make him that guy. I called myself the background ranger because, you know, Tom would be here like this, yes, Zordon, and then Kimberly be, and then, you know, the others in usually it's like the Black Ranger and Yellow Ranger in the back like this. Just waiting for our cue. Right. Sai is pretty much me, for the most part. Yes. Yes. Wait. Yes. Okay.
What was your favourite part of Blue Exorcist?
Favorite part?
Yeah.
Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
When Yukio. There's a lot of moments actually. I did have a lot of fun when he was possessed by Satan. That was kind of fun. Some of you might be like, that doesn't sound fun. No, it was fun to voice that. I also like the relationship that they have. You know, I like that Rin makes fun of his moly face. Yeah. I mean, I just like the story. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
What has been the hardest role for you, physicality, and what's been the hardest for you for your voice?
Physically?
Physically, and what's been
And
the
voice?
hardest
Oh, so it's
for
two
your voice as
questions.
well?
All right, so let's see. The most physical, I did this independent action film called Broken Path, which you could probably find it on YouTube, or at least parts of it, and it's like 95% fighting. Seriously, like go watch it, and it's just fighting. I don't know if I have another panel, but maybe if they have HDMI, maybe later or tomorrow, I can show you the clip. But I split my head open on like the second day of filming during this fight scene, and I'll just explain it real quick. So this guy takes me and he throws me across the room, and there's a chair, you know, and then there's an entertainment center. And so my stunt was basically throw myself into this chair, crash into the chair, and slide into this entertainment center. And so I did it on one take, but the glass opened up, and then they could see the reflection of lights and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, we need to get it again. And I was like, man, that didn't hurt at all. I'm gonna run harder. Jump higher. And so I did. And I went. And I crashed into the chair, missed the entertainment center, and it was like this old brick building, and it was like, and built into the bricks was this like solid metal speaker. And so the back of my head, I slammed into it. And I got back up, you know, and I was like, get back into character. And I was like, and then I went down. And I was like, my head hurts. But so physically though, that was probably the most challenging role that I ever had physically. That was also because we were shooting like 12, 14-hour days, and I was just fighting like every single minute. And voice-wise, I did this, I I did this game, and I don't even know the name of it. A lot of times when we go in on a game, they just tell you Namco, or they just, like, they don't tell you, or it'll be initials, and you'll be like, I don't know what that means, because they want to keep it a secret. And so I go in, and they show me my sides or whatever, and it's goblin number 13. It was like a number, I don't even remember. So it wasn't a big character, but I was there for, a few hours. And so I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the sides, and it's all just vowels. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, what? It's just all, it's like O's? I don't know, ooh, what is that? And it's like, it's goblin noises. And I was like, I don't know any goblins. I don't know what a goblin sounds like. It's like, goblin noises. And I was like, and it's like, yes, do that. And so I was like, okay, I'll just do that. And it's like, you're on fire. You're falling. It's like that for like 4 hours. Electrocution. And it was just doing that forever. And then at the end of that session, when you scream like that, like full voice constantly, you can't talk afterwards. And so the next day I was supposed to start a new series playing like a young kid voice, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't talk. And so I lost that job. So whatever game that was the worst. It was the hardest for my voice, basically. I don't even know. I have no idea what that game was, even to this day.
Optimus Die, I think.
What was that?
It might have been Optimus Die. It sounds like something kind of... It sounds like the sound of that game.
Well, I don't know. If I heard the game and if I heard... I'd be like, yeah, that's me. That was me.
Do you have any fun moments when it came to voicing for Persona 4?
Persona 4? I'll just tell you, like Persona 4, first off, when I got the role, I didn't know anything about the series. And so it's just like Persona 4, and they're telling me, I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking this can't be that great a series. It's part 4, I have no idea what I'm walking into. And so I'm voicing Adachi. That's all I knew going in. And this is, it's a game, if you don't know what this is. Persona 4 is a game. And it is a franchise, actually. But anyway, so I'm going in to voice the antagonist, Adachi. And so I'm in there, and I only think I'm doing that character, so I don't limit my range. I kind of just do whatever feels fun or whatever with my voice. And then towards the end of that session, they're like, oh, you're also going to be doing the protagonist after this one. And I was like, oh. So I'm the antagonist and protagonist? And then I'm starting to sweat, I'm like, what does he sound like? And they're like, basically the same tone. And I was like, oh, okay. How am I going to do that and not sound exactly the same? And they're like, oh, no, it's just like, it's the character you play, so it's just shouting and call-outs. And I was like, oh, okay, I can mask that, So it didn't really matter that much that first game. And then the next one is like, oh, he's kind of talking a little bit. And then more stuff came out, and the show's getting, the game is super popular. And then now they're talking to each other, and then the animation comes out, and I've got to voice both these characters talking to each other, like, throughout. And so that was really tricky. But then the animation, I had to make a conscious effort to adjust Adachi a little higher, and then Narukame a little lower and flatten them out, which was kind of the way the animation was anyways. But then you really get to see that separation towards the end, It was a lot of fun, though. I did have a lot of fun. I really loved the characters. Yes?
Hi. What do you think of Izia as a character?
Izia?
Yeah, it's cool, but he's a bit of a douche, really.
Well, he is. He is a douche. But like you said, he's cool. He's a cool douche. He's kind of like Lelouch. He's like Lelouch without like Gios. He's like manipulating people and douchey.
The difference is he does it for himself and Lelouch does it for Rachel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, Lelouch is still a douche.
Yeah, but he's lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, do you still see or talk to anyone from the set of Power Rangers at all? Or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's like BFFs or something?
Yeah, no, I do. Quite a few of them, actually. And from doing conventions, I've met a few other Power Rangers from other seasons. In fact, we did like a film, or at least a percentage of a film. You can go check it out if you go to the-order-movie.com. There's a trailer there, but yeah, it's like 25 different Power Rangers. It's basically Power Rangers Civil War. If you like Power Rangers and want to see us all fighting each other, that's the movie you want to check out. But yeah, if you go to the-order-movie.com, you can see the trailer and find out more info on it. But yeah, I do keep in touch with a few of them, yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes?
What are your favourite parts of playing Isaiah?
What's my favorite parts of playing Isaiah? I just like the character. I mean, he is a douchebag. Yes, he's selfish and he's manipulating people just for his own entertainment. But that's what makes him so interesting to me, you know. And I don't know. I like voicing him. He's a lot of fun, you know.
Hey Johnny.
Hey there.
What are some of your favourite voice actors that you've worked with?
Voice actors that I've worked with?
Actually worked with?
I mean, a lot of them, really. Steve Bloom is awesome. Yuri's cool. Bryce is awesome. Todd's cool to work with. Stephanie Shea. Wendy Lee. There's so many. There really is, you know. Like I mean, I get along with pretty much anyone, anyways, despite anybody's egos. But yeah, and none of those people that I mentioned have egos. They're actually a lot of fun to work with. Super cool people.
So considering you just done this Power Rangers movie, so you're still capable of doing quite a few of those fancy stunts you did back when you were a teenager?
I still study martial arts. Back then, it was I mean, that was my favorite part of Power Rangers. Because I was the background ranger, I was like, I mean, I knew I didn't, like going in because I was a shy, quiet guy, I knew I didn't have a whole lot of dialogue. So whenever I got the script, instead of like looking for the lines, I was like, when do we fight? I'm like, what day is the fight scene? In that first movie, I'll just tell you a real quick story, but in that first movie, when we first got the script, that's what I was doing. I was like, all right, let me see how many times I get to fight. And I had so much action, like just listed throughout the whole film. And I was super excited to do it. And then a couple days later, we got this new rewrite. And then all of my action, just about all of my action, was given to another ranger. And I was like, what? And then the producer was like, yeah, they complained because they've been around longer than you and you shouldn't have as many things as them. And so there's a little bit of that kind of going on, especially earlier on when I first got there. So a lot of stuff was taken away from me. But no, it wasn't actually, surprisingly.
Hello again. Out of all the characters you voiced, well, you know, most. Out of all the characters you voiced, which characters do you feel you felt like you could personally relate to?
Personally relate to? Nero from Devil May Cry 4, I could pretty much relate to. Ichigo, Vash, although he's a little different. But yeah, I think more, well, like, okay, Nero from Devil May Cry 4, probably closer. Because I wasn't just the voice, I went to Japan to do all the motion capture as well. So it was more of myself, you know, I got a script, you know, okay, so like Bleach, right? It's already, they've done it in Japan, they've already animated it, so I'm matching flaps, you know, if he's like, I'm saying, bite me, you know, or whatever I'm saying. to match those flaps. If he's crying or screaming, I got to cry or scream. But Devil May Cry 4 is just a script, so I got to make those choices. If I wanted to scream or cry or slam my fist in the ground, there's a lot of, within the guidelines of the director, I had a lot of freedom. I wasn't limited to picture. So I would say that would be more of me, because I got to make a lot of choices, which was really cool. Because going into that, as when I first read the script for Devil May Cry 4, I felt like Nero was, like, if you read him straight off the page, I'm like, he's the same as Dante. I don't understand this. And so I was confused, and I went to Mr. Shimomura, and I was like, I'm not sure how to play this. I don't want him to be the same as Dante, and just have two Dantes in this thing. And then, this is all he said to me. He's like, Johnny, you are Nero. And then he walked away. And I was like, what does that mean? and then I was like, well, I guess I just need to make the choice. And so I changed him up a little bit and altered him and made him my own character, and but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to play that character. It really was.